Well, it now appears that the final piece of the Boeing MAX puzzle has fallen into place with an announcement from the European Aviation Safety Agency. The EASA just announced that they have set a date to perform its own test flight of the MAX. Let's talk about it next on Maximus. Greetings everybody, Maximus here. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are all around the world today. Really quick before we start, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. It's always free, of course. And if you like us, please be sure and give us a thumbs up. Those likes are really important to YouTube because they count each and every one. And as always, to those subscribers already part of the Maximus family, you know I always appreciate each and every one of you. According to a press release on their website, the EASA announced that the agency will begin test flights on September 7th in Vancouver, Canada. The EASA said they've been working steadily in close cooperation with the FAA and Boeing to return the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft to service as soon as possible, but only once it's convinced it's safe. While Boeing still has some final actions to close off, the EASA judges the overall maturity of the redesign process is now sufficient to proceed to test flights. The EASA had been anxious to test fly the MAX. However, pandemic-related travel restrictions between Europe and the United States proved to be a crucial barrier to that process. So, the EASA decided to move their testing operation to Vancouver as well. But before the test flights take place in Vancouver the week of September 7th, the EASA said that simulator tests will take place during the previous week of September 1st at London Gatwick in the United Kingdom. And finally, once the actual flight testing has been completed in Vancouver, the Joint Operations Evaluation Board with regulators from all governing aviation bodies will take place in Gatwick beginning the week of September 14th, 2020. I think it's important to note that because the MAX is manufactured in the United States, that it's the role of the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration to take the lead in the certification changes to the MAX. With that said, international law dictates that other nations have an option to be part of the validation process, up to and even insisting on additional safety measures. Fortunately for all involved, the FAA has been open during the investigation and certification process involving the EASA, Canada, and Brazil from the start, something rarely done in the past, but I think going forward we'll see much more of in the future. So then why Canada, not Europe, for testing? The simple answer for that would be proximity. Canada's border with the U.S. is technically closed to all but essential workers. For this reason, the FAA and Boeing, as well as Canadian and European agencies, came up with the Vancouver workaround to safeguard the health of their pilots and technical staff and avoiding lengthy quarantines. Because the distance between Seattle and Vancouver is about 190 kilometers, it's a simple half-hour flight. Juxtapose that to round trips to Europe, add in quarantines, and you can see this solution is a no-brainer. Boeing simply sends a private jet to Vancouver to pick up the EASA pilots and technical staff and bring them back to Boeing Field, where they hop on a MAX 7 test platform with everything needed for hours of test flights over the Pacific Northwest, and when they're done for the day, it's back in the Gulf Stream for the hop back to Vancouver. Well, it looks like all the dominoes are falling into place for the MAX program, and that's a good thing. It also looks like just maybe Boeing will meet their goal of getting the MAX cleared and certified and back in the air before the end of the year, and that too is a good thing. By the time the MAX gets back in the air, it will literally be the safest plane in the world. Yes, I know many will be afraid to fly on the MAX, but that's only for the short term. As time goes by and the plane proves itself indeed safe, people will fly it again. It's just how human nature seems to work. Of course, if something does go wrong, but I'm not going to get into that right now. This is a feel-good MAX video today. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and ring the bell. And as always, remember, leave the rubber on the runway and your troubles on the ground. And I will see you next time in the air. Yeah, this is Maximus.